Hello and welcome to everyone out there. Happy 2nd of July. To our friends in America, happy 4th of July in a couple of days' time. We just celebrated Matariki in New Zealand, a new holiday which we celebrate for Māori New Year, a wonderful time of the year to reflect upon those who we have lost, and also to celebrate with the family and friends that we so wonderfully hold dear. So yeah, wonderful little period, wonderful weather in Auckland at least, though we do have a pretty nasty cold chill heading up from Antarctica all the way up the South Island to make things, reasonably cold, and winter is absolutely here in the Southern Hemisphere. Nevertheless, some big changes occurring for Google in June, and then we had some developments in our Wonks HQ, which I'll touch on soon, and then a couple of other things that I will touch on. But first, I'd like to congratulate two separate winners. The first is for our monthly webinar. That spot prize winner was Cleaning, Hygiene and Washrooms. For attending that SEO webinar, they won a $500 credit. And so we will organize that with them. And then the results of our survey came through and they were really strong. So the winner of that $500 prize was Barbecue Central, one of our clients. Head along and see them. They're a Weber specialist. If you want to look forward to those summer barbecue months, certainly I know I am. So yeah, check them out. And thank you very much to them for participating, as it was to all of our clients who came back to us with the survey results. So actually some really strong results. Very glad to see that there was such a positive intent to working with Wonks. Always things to learn. So we'll take that back and feed that through our management team, our traffic team, and then obviously to our frontline staff. One of the key things that we did see that had been being asked for was local-based project managers. Now in 2021, 2022, as I'm sure many business owners will know, you couldn't find staff in New Zealand for love nor money. And so we decided to make the choice to give us that extra support to outsource our project management to Manila. And while that project did work out as we had expected, it is now time to repatriate those roles back to New Zealand. And so we have done that. We have now employed new project managers in the Auckland office. They are currently undertaking training out in the main office with us now. And so many of the projects that may have been managed by Manila-based project managers will see a new project manager introduced to them over the coming weeks. For those clients, we're also doing an account deep dive and competitor analysis so that we can make sure that we are delivering the absolute best results, especially in a reasonably constrained market at this point in time. So quite exciting to be able to offer that to our clients, and very exciting for our New Zealand-based team to be invigorated with new staff. Very proud of the team that we have across both of the locations that we operate out of. And so, yeah, it'll be good to see that folding over of knowledge and just general increase to morale in the office and all the good things that come along with a heightened sense of connectivity and kinship that happens when you do work closer together. So that's really exciting. In terms of some seismic changes, as I said before, with regard to Google, there was an algorithm leak for Google in May, and it slowly trickled out. And at first, they didn't really want to give much credit to it, but eventually they have actually said, yes, the leak was true. What happened was someone accidentally published the information to a GitHub repository. A GitHub repository is where a code base is kept. And so that's where a lot of web developers and application developers will keep their work. This was a public repository, and then a third-party indexing piece of software, like a bot, came along and then published it to the internet. And so it was discovered, and then all the details that we've ever wanted to know about the Google algorithm in there. You've got to deep dive into it. And so The webinar that we held in June was very much around structured data, which is a fundamental aspect of how AI is going to index your websites moving forward, but also touching on that leak and some of the elements that you can be doing as a marketer, as a business owner to help your SEO into late 2024 to 2025, 2026. So actually really important information. So our team are upskilled on it. But if you want to look at that webinar, there'll be a link in the email that is sent corresponding with this particular CEO memo, but also you can go to our YouTube channel and find it there. So coupled with the leak was also the rollout of the AI overviews into the US market. Now, we are actually seeing them in New Zealand as well. And that is because New Zealand is homogenized, highly educated, high consumers of internet and technology. It's a great test bed for the tech companies to use the country for technology. So I have been seeing AI overviews. I was in a client meeting earlier today and they have not been seeing them. So around 5 to 10% of the search volume is being seen or being shown AI overviews. This is quite a seismic change, a radical change to the way that Google has operated, as opposed to the 10 blue links that you might have been ranking for. There will now be 3 tiles, and so a lot less opportunity for you to rank, and so therefore much more important that you're getting the advanced search engine optimization techniques established in your site sooner rather than later. And I go over that in my webinar, so definitely check that out. What it's showing is for single keyword searches like flower, you would be unlikely to see AI overview. But if it was a longer form query, what is the best dishwashing liquid for my dishwasher, that is likely to return an AI tile because the algorithm and the AI has a lot more to work with such a long phrase. So big changes coming through with Google. Google has my bugbear this month particularly because we just went from having, I'll share my screen here, 80 5-star reviews to having 63. So it stole 17 reviews from us out of nowhere. Very disappointing that happened. We have no recourse for that. We certainly didn't have 17 clients all of a sudden pull them. This is not the first time this has happened. We actually monitor and track all of our reviews. And I'll see if I can see one here from a client, and it'll illustrate just how ridiculous this is. Might not even be here now. That's how stupid Google is being at the moment. Actually, I replied to this one. I'm looking for one from our long-standing client, Rise Accounts, and it looks like it's gone. So the fact that it's gone is really frustrating. So at least I know who one of them is. We'd asked Bill to review us late last year. He had reviewed, and you can see our reply from 6 years earlier. And it says he had posted 3 months ago, and then underneath it shows us from 6 years earlier. So I don't know what's going on there. Very frustrating. But at the same time as stuff like that is taking place, so is the AI overview information eroding trust in Google as a search algorithm, search platform, because what people are now being shown is I want stringy pizza. And I touched on this last memo. I want cheesier, stringier pizza, and it says to include glue in that, or I want to increase cardiovascular health, and it says to run with scissors. I mean, the more that people cannot trust the search results, or that things just go awry with Google. We had a client who had a very disingenuous ad created by AI. That was through Meta, which we didn't approve, but then the AI decided that it would put it up, which completely undermines the client's brand reputation. These things are really starting to impact and become a real frustration for us as marketers, but clients in general who I feel that the tech companies are playing fast and loose with the implementation of these technologies and not giving enough to the incubation and the testing of this. So we're very much going back to basics with our implementations and making sure that we've turned off all advanced features and removing all of the things that could possibly go wrong with AI, because as I'm sure you will have experienced, it is not doing what it says that it should do, and it's being rushed out and it's creating real issues. So I think Google's encountering a trust problem. And so that is only going to be compounded as the ecosystem fractures. Now, I have written a further memo on the Google leak. I'll add a link to this in the EDM that we send out. And what you'll see here is the source that I've referenced, and then some other details around the impact of the SEO AI overviews. But I've gone through here and said, what is it that had taken place? So Google was caught out. I talk about some of the things that has been identified that perhaps they said were not happening, that have been happening. And then I go on to talk about AI overviews and then what you should be doing into 2024 to help with this. And I think the two things that probably matter most of all is both comments are from Rand Fishkin, who is a well-established authority in the SEO field. He's an American gentleman, owned a company called SEO Moz. He sold that, I believe, and then created a new business, which I can't recall off the top of my head. But I think it's really important for New Zealand-based businesses, especially Australian-based businesses, especially to understand, for most small and medium businesses and newer creators, publishers, SEO is likely to show poor returns until you've established credibility, navigational demand, and strong reputation among a sizable audience. SEO is a big brand, popular domains game, but the bigger one, where is it? Here we go, is to build a notable, popular, well-recognized brand in your space outside of Google search, which is to say traditional marketing. And so that is something that I don't think Google wanted people to know. And that's why the algorithm being released is a frustration to them, no doubt. And so watch this space a little bit further as to how things are going to shape up in the years to come. I'm going to wrap up by talking about the insights. Now, the insights were quite interesting. I looked at this data mid-month and I noticed that we were down, or the client book was down 25%. Now, it says here that we're up 11, so that's great. That's obviously quite a rebound, and you'll see that from the 22nd of June, we actually saw a significant increase in traffic coming through for our clients. That will be to do with quite a number of our clients having winter sales, but also people coming into the market and really recognizing that they need to advertise at this point in time. So really heartening to see an 11% increase in revenue from month on month. Now, there was a decline last month, so yes, we are getting back to sort of a baseline. If we actually look at the overall conversions that have been coming through, what we will see here is that we have had an increase in form submissions, but email and click and phone link click have pared back. So overall conversions for phone link click, email and click, and form submissions is staying fairly static at this point in time. So yeah, tough market out there at the moment. I'm sure you're all experiencing this. A little bit of green shoots coming through. Obviously, there is some increase into revenue, which is really good to see. And we're certainly putting our foot down on behalf of our clients to really maximize the returns that they are getting out. Our webinar for July is going to be sort of a part 2 of that Google leak and a bit more investigation as to what's going on there. So that will be on the 31st of July at 2 p.m. So make sure that you sign up for that. If for nothing else, you go on the draw to potentially win $500. So thank you for watching. Look forward to talking to quite a number of clients in the coming weeks as we transition over those new project managers. I'll be in touch as well to talk through what those account checks and competitor reviews are doing. So busy month ahead, busy end of the year ahead, but exciting all the same. We've gotten through that shortest day in the Southern Hemisphere, the longest day in the Northern Hemisphere. So onwards and upwards from here. Oh, you can't see me properly. There we go. Have a wonderful July.